Hello, everybody. It's Friday. Hope you can hear me out there. If you can, put some comments in that comment section there. Have them coming in. I've got Alex on the line. Can you say hello, Alex?
You guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, type in there if you can hear Alex, everybody. We would really appreciate that. And I'm going to try to get my screen set up where I can see your comments because I can't see them all right now. So I do want to see them. Yeah, I know that, but when I hit this one thing here, it's not showing it. So, yeah. All right, so I might have to get your comments from another screen here, but that's okay. So today we're taking all your questions. We're going to see how far you're getting. We may even take a look at a website. Somebody sent us a website. We could take a look at that. And look forward to talking to everybody today. Everybody's making really good progress. We've had a lot of calls with you this week. We're getting some questions in there, but more importantly, we're getting progress. That's the cool thing. In the beginning, we started from nothing, and now, we have some progress. People actually have some stores up. I think that's really awesome. And Jessica's with us today. Jessica, you want to say hello?
Good morning. Well, morning for us.
Yeah. Who knows what time it is where you're at, right? I've talked to people literally all from around the world, so that's really, really neat. Somebody says they can hear us but no vision. Can anybody type in there if they can see my screen? It should say Digital Cash Academy weekly coaching call. Do you see that on your end, Alex?
I do not, but let me see if I can. Okay, I think you should be able to accept now, and then you can share the screen.
All right, let me get in there. Okay. So main screen here. Does everybody see a beard site right now? Mm-hmm. Cool. We're going to talk about that in just 1 second. And let's see here. Now, can everybody see the screen? You should see a website that says My Beard Essentials. And the person that submitted that site, I don't have that in front of me. People are saying yes, they can see it. Is the person who submitted that site on the webinar? If so, put it in the comments. That's mine. Cool. Who is mine? Scroll up so I can see here. Okay. Mr. Bangish submitted that. That's very cool. Nice site. And you know what? This site here, we're going to talk about in just a second, but it's cool because it's playing on, an area that is popular right now. It's popular in the U.S. and probably popular around the world, and that's men's beards. You see a lot of guys with beards now, and it's very smart to jump on these things. Of course, we want to do mixed stores to start with, and this is more of a niche store. But the fact is, he's picked a niche that's popular, and that's pretty cool. We're going to talk about this site in just 1 second. And I tell you what, so that you get a little bit of free advertising, Mr. Bangish, I'm going to leave it up for right now. All right, so everybody can look at it as I'm answering some of these questions. One of the questions I got here is, what do we do with unhappy customers? No matter what you do, you're going to have unhappy people. If you deal with the public, you're going to have unhappy people. Your goal as a retailer is to keep everybody happy, but you can't always do it. You just can't always do it. I know, we sell a lot of survival foods, and we've, sold a lot of that over the years, and we've had unhappy customers. And sometimes we'll have people who will say, hey, I didn't get my order was damaged, or whatever. Whatever they tell us, we believe them. And I know that some people will probably rip us off, but the fact is, excuse me, if somebody says they were harmed in some way, we're going to make it right. So if they say that they didn't get their order, even though we have all the proof that it was delivered, we're going to send it again. Now, you may say, well, that's dumb because they got it. I know they got it, but, there's that outside chance that somebody, stole it off their front porch, or, they're right. And I would rather not offend somebody who is telling me the truth, and make that person happy. So that's what you do with unhappy customers. You do whatever you can to make them happy. Now, if a customer says, I didn't get it the second and third time, I'll probably quit sending them products. But I am going to try to make everybody happy because, you have a reputation online, and if you aren't taking care of your customers, people are going to see that. We have a really good reputation online, and I want to keep it that way. Some other questions here. I have a product which costs $5, but it's at half price. Do the sales typically last? Do they just redo the sales? Are things always on sale? It really depends on the vendor. It's not always going to be on sale with some vendors. Some vendors always have sales. Sometimes they change it. Sometimes they leave it the way it is. And you'll learn that as you deal with a particular vendor over time, kind of what their profile is. But if you've set it up with Dropify or if you set it up with Oberlo, that is, of course, going to change your pricing as they change their prices. So you really don't have anything to worry about there. Let's see here. You guys record. Somebody's asking if we're going to record these. Yes, we'll always record these. You'll always have these. They're going to be in the members section. Somebody's asking about free shipping. Let me see. I'm sure the free shipping amount needs to be appropriate to the value of the product. Very good that you saw that. So what's the highest amount you could charge for free shipping cars? Normally sold for $19.99. You know, it depends on the product, like you said. But you got to think about it, you know, does it make sense to you? In other words, if you're sending somebody, you know, we have these little credit card knives, and, you know, we send those out, and they are free plus $2.95 shipping, which people seem to think that's reasonable. Now, if I were to send out a credit card knife, which literally costs, what, 43 cents? Is that what it cost?
Yeah, something like
No,
that.
43 cents. So, and I still charge $2.95, but, you know, I justify there's an envelope and there's some handling and that type thing. If I try to charge $19.99 to ship that thing out to them, then nobody's going to buy it. They're just not going to buy it. But keep in mind, I pay 22 cents for those. So, you know, even at 22 cents, if I charge them $2.95 or $1.99, I'm in good shape. But it does have to make sense. Once you get into, you know, shipping of over $20, you know, you're getting into some real gray areas unless you've got a really heavy product. We even have some canned meats that we do. And they cost us $10 to ship, and we charge $9.95 or whatever, and we still have people complain about that. So you have to be very careful about the free shipping, that you're not trying to charge 30 or 40 bucks because you're not going to get any sales there. Would you agree with that, Alex?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I ever charged more than 25 bucks for free plus shipping, and that was like for some products that look a bit bulkier. So yeah, you definitely don't want to go too crazy with that.
Yeah, somebody's also asking if anybody else can see their questions, and the answer is no, they can't. So if you want to type something in there, you're okay. You're in good shape. Let's see. I got another free shipping one here. You know what's cool about these questions? It's not about how to hook things up now. Now it's how to actually sell some stuff. So that's really awesome. We're going to be getting into that. Do we offer free shipping for everything on our site? How would that gel with the free plus shipping offer? No, you don't have to do free shipping on everything. As a matter of fact, the site that you should be working on now is going to be your mix store. So in a mix store, you can have whatever you want in there. You know, it doesn't make any difference. You can have all kinds of categories. You can have some products you aren't advertising, you just stuck in there to see, you know, for upsells or to see if people are going to buy them. So no, you don't have to do that. Let me take a look at other questions. We got so many questions, guys, and I apologize if I don't get to yours. Will we have more opportunity to learn more about designing our websites in the upcoming modules? Yes, as a matter of fact, you will. In some of the upcoming modules, we're also going to talk about opt-ins on your site so that you can build your list. You know, I was on the phone with somebody yesterday doing a blueprint call, and I said, you know, when you get a list of people, which is we're going to talk about building your list, but when you get a list of people that follow you and like you and, you know, they like your brand, you know, they'll buy almost anything you put out there. You know, we have a huge list right now, and we'll do sales where we've got, you know, 30, 40% off on stuff. But the list is so big now, I could literally put a email out that say this is not on sale, but buy it right now. And as bad as that email is, somebody would buy it. So that's kind of cool to know that, you know, you can monetize your business with that list. That list is like gold as long as you take care of it and you nurture it and you give it some content every now and then. And with those people who've been through the blueprint calls, you know that we have to sprinkle all these emails with some content. They got to feel like they're getting value, you know, from being on your list. You can't always just sell them stuff. It doesn't work that way. And I think that's where big corporations mess up. You know, only thing they do is send out stuff, you know, to buy stuff. What else we got here? Let's see. What if you want to sell a product, but the only way I can make it work is if I buy them in bulk and ship them out myself? What would you do? Don't bend the rules. Don't do it. You know, this is fine on down the road. You want to get, you know, you want to be walking before you start running. So, you know, what you're trying to learn how to do now is you're learning how to select products and sell them through a drop shipping model so that you don't have to invest any money in inventory. I was on a call yesterday with a gentleman, and he said that he had his own products. and they were on Amazon. Great guy, and he had bought 1,000 of this particular product already, and this is prior to getting into the course, of course. And it happened to be a product that some other people were selling, so I pulled it up on Amazon and I showed him that there were hundreds of people selling the same exact product, and they all had their own label. So, you don't want to get into doing that yet. It may seem like a good idea to you, but believe me, once you get more knowledge and once you've sold more products, you'll understand that buying in bulk is not a good idea until you've really proven a product. Would you agree with that, Alex?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm doing those first, and my audience.
Hey, Alex, your audio is a little messed up. You may want to get to another spot. I know he's in another country from me right now, so his audio is kind of broken up. You want to try that again? You say that again and see if we can hear you?
Sure, yeah. Is it better now?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you now. Go right ahead.
Okay, yeah, so I said I would definitely not do that right now. First, I would build the niche store. I would make sure that I have an email list, a Facebook audience, and then, you can play with a lot of those things and do whatever you want. But first, make sure that you don't invest too much money before you prove to yourself that you can make it work for that niche.
Right. And somebody else is asking about Facebook ads here, and I'm not sure if I understand the question. It says, so does it mean you have to specific when starting out with Facebook ads for the products, or do it not matter? I think they mean, does it have to be specific to a product and an audience? That could be what they mean. How do you read that, Alex?
I think so, too. Yeah, I think so.
Yes, of course. Of course, yeah.
And then there's another message from Peter. So example, are the ads going to be for traffic to the store or the product itself? So it's going to be product related. So we're not going to be driving traffic to the store. We're always going to lead them to a product page.
Yes, definitely, because we're talking about cold traffic here now. On down the road, once we've got people who bought from our store, once we've got people who visited our store, and we'll talk about pixels and all that later on, then you can retarget people, and that is in the top left-hand corner of your blueprint where you see retargeting. That's when you're going to maybe run some stuff to your store. But for right now, beginning out, building your list, we're going to be doing specific to a product. Is it possible to get more training with the shipping setup? Not easy. That one for me. Yeah, we're going to be doing more training ongoing, and when you ask questions like this, we try to cover these subjects in this actual coaching call today. But if you have a problem setting something up, if you want to send that to support at Digital Cash Academy, if we don't going to do it in our area, we can send you to the right spot to do that. Also, don't forget that Shopify has a lot of good support, and you can always ping them if you're having trouble setting something up and you need an immediate answer or something like that.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, if anytime you send a question that you need some help with to support at digitalcashacademy.com, send as much information as you can. Be as detailed as you possibly can in your email. Send screenshots. Just send us as much, more than you think we would need, because a lot of times something you think we won't need is exactly what we do need to understand what your question is. So just the more you can send us, the better.
Yeah, I've had questions like, I'm having trouble setting up a product, and I don't even know what to do with that, because I don't know where they're setting up, or do they mean the title? Do they mean the pictures? Do they mean integrating? I have no idea. So, make sure that that is specific. I think that's a very, very good point. Let's see here.
Hey, Jared, before we move on to the next one, just one thing I want to mention. I've seen people having issues with the free plus shipping setup, and it's very difficult to troubleshoot when they just tell us that they're having issues. So what I've done with a couple of people, asked them to send me the store logins so we can get in there and fix that for them. So if you guys are having issues with that and you can't fix it, you can send us your store logins and just give us the product URL, and we can go in there and fix it for you in literally 5 minutes, and then you can see how it's done and apply it to the rest of your product. So we're happy to do that. Just let us know.
How's that for customer support, guys? Tell me what you think of that. Just put in there what you think of that customer support. Somebody says, I have my blueprint call on Monday. Should I go ahead in with setting up my Shopify store. I've already purchased my domain. Yeah, all you can do before our actual one-on-one blueprint call, the better, because we try to make this as specific to you as possible. So we have a format we follow, and we have some templates and so forth. But if you're further along, and we can answer your specific questions, we can get more done on that call. That's awesome, to do that. All right, so let's see. We'll see for the mix store. Is there a recommended amount of products we can put in each category in the store? No, not at all. Your mix store is to test out products. Obviously, if you have some bad products and they aren't doing well, you probably wouldn't want to leave them in your store. But there's no limit to what you can put in there. That's fine. The only limit you're going to have, of course, is what level you've purchased at Shopify, because that's going to limit you on products. So that's another reason you don't want to have products in there that maybe aren't selling. But of course, what we're going to do is once they do sell, we're going to move them into the niche store and build up those stores. So keep in mind that's the blueprint of what we're going for here. Somebody says pretty awesome support. Thank you. We appreciate that. We try hard. We have a lot of people working for you guys. Can you record that setup process? Not quite sure which setup process you're talking about.
You mean the free plus shipping?
Yeah.
But that is in the modules, I guess.
Yeah, the free plus shipping is in the modules. If you guys just go through there and take that one slow. I explain that in the modules, but just take it slow, because the problem that people are having is free plus shipping, we charge a flat amount. And when you add more products, you have to set it up so that it knows it's more products. Otherwise, somebody could order 10 of a product and still pay $2.95 shipping for 10 products when your cost is $1. So obviously, you'd lose money doing that. So that's what we're referring to, and that's in Module 3. More questions. Somebody's pointing to me. I've got paperwork. I've got stuff coming up on the screen. I'm on track, but I'm concerned. This is seeming like a full-time job for me. Okay, take it slowly, guys. You don't have to work on this every day. 10 hours a day. But the thing is, you do have to work on it. You got to spend some time on it, and you're going to have to take away time. And I heard everybody tell me, and I used to tell myself, I don't have enough time to do this because I'm working all the time. You have time. Maybe it's cutting out that TV show that you like a lot. Maybe it's the bowling on the weekend or watching the game. You can't do those things and build your business too. You've got to take away some of that fun stuff you're doing to build this business so that you have a lot of time to do fun things. I know that's what I did. I would get home at 7 to 9 o'clock at night. I was at the office at 7:30 in the morning, and I kept telling myself it didn't afford me any time. So I would sit down, relax, and watch some TV right before bed. And then I was like, well, I am watching TV right now, so maybe I should cut that out. And I would work an hour or two in the evening, and then that turned into 3 or 4 hours. And before you know it, I was up to like 2 or 3 in the morning. And then people would say, well, weren't you tired? Yeah, I was tired. Of course I was. I was human. But I also knew that I wanted to do whatever it took to make it work. Okay, and that's the attitude that you have to have. You got to do whatever it takes to make it work. Let's see here. Somebody's asking for a flow chart that I showed them. If you didn't get, that's probably the blueprint that I showed you. If you didn't get that, just send us an email and ask for that, and we can certainly just email that over to you. That's not a problem. I try to get that to everybody, but if you didn't receive it for some reason, I'll get it to you. Somebody says, also, do you all order the products to review them before you put them up for sale? No, we don't. That takes a long time to get a product, and the whole point in using the methods that we show you is there's already reviews in there about these products, and if you're looking at products that haven't been reviewed, then move on. You don't want to do that, and you don't want to take your time to do it. Let's see here. I take it I will need everything in place, website and all, before I start selling. Yes, you do need everything in place. Otherwise, they have no place to go to buy. So yes, you will have to have all that in place. Alex, do you have any comments on that?
No. So right now, what we're showing you guys to set up like the bare minimum so that you can start selling, and then we're gonna start upgrading the store and everything. But you gotta have the store, you gotta have the payment set up so that you can actually start receiving the money.
Right. I got another, what do we do with unhappy customers and returns? Make them happy, whatever it takes. Let's see. I want to see if a certain product is a good price. How do I know about my competitors? I've been comparing prices at Walmart, Amazon. Walmart, Amazon, and eBay are not good ideas, because I was talking to somebody about that yesterday, to sell your product in the beginning. Understand that we're talking about emotional or impulse purchases. We're talking about ads that pop up to somebody who is, I don't know, into animal rescue, and it's a necklace, with a paw print on it about animal rescue, okay? They are not buying that product, for price. They're buying it because they saw it, they were on Facebook, and it popped up, and it looked like a great deal. People who go to Amazon and eBay already know the product. Now they're going to shop price. That's not the market you want to be in right now. They will show you how to sell on Amazon and eBay on down the road, but for right now, that's just not where you want to start. It isn't. Let's see. I keep hearing mixed store. The products I have chosen already are related to one niche. Is this going to be a problem? No. Here's the thing, guys. You don't want to have just one niche. That's the whole point. The point in having that mixed store is to have 3, 4, 5 different niches and have 10, 20 products that you can try out and spread 3 or 4 under each niche. The point of that is if one doesn't work out, you've got others working for you. So you don't want to start off with just a niche store, because if that niche doesn't work out, then what do? You don't want to do that. Almost on chart. Okay.
I think Alex is talking to this person.
Oh, okay. Alex, you're doing some texting over there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You got a question there for me?
Let's see. Well, here's one that I was actually going to answer.
Okay, go right ahead.
For Anita. She says, I find when I work on it for a couple of hours, then go the next day work out on it again, I'm lost as to where I left off. So, organization is not everyone's strong suit.
It's not mine.
But what I would suggest, and what I try to do if I get in a rut where I'm like feeling really overwhelmed, the best thing I can do for myself is I take a piece of paper and I put it on my desk or on top of my computer, wherever I'm going to leave for the night. And I write the last thing I just did, and then I write the next thing I need to do, and then I put a big check mark over the last thing I just did. So when I come back, in a few hours or the next morning, I already have a sense of accomplishment. So I'm feeling good because I see a big check mark that I did something, and then the next thing on the piece of paper is the next thing I need to do. So it's right there in front of me, and so that would be my suggestion for you guys. If you're feeling like you're just lost, if you take a break and you come back and you're like, oh no, what did I just do? What do I need to do next? That would be my suggestion.
Yeah, and I think just to add to that, selling online is a job of detail, and you've got to get the details straight. I know I deal a lot with Alex over the internet, and we try to keep things organized in folders. One thing I would tell you guys to use is Dropbox. It's a great place to save your stuff online. That's Dropbox. They have free plans and they have paid plans. If you want to go totally free, you could go with Google Sheets and Docs and put your stuff there and organize it there, because you can put Word docs, you can put Excel spreadsheets, and it's free. And you can also share that with other people. So if you have a couple people working on your team there, you can put that information there.
Yeah, I love my Google Apps, and for any of you who have Apple products, I use my notepad like crazy, because I go between my phone, my laptop, and my desktop, and if I put it on my notepad, I can pull it up no matter where I am, on my iPad, wherever. So that comes in handy for me a lot.
Somebody's thanking Jessica. Yes, Jessica is our organizer, by the way, so you do want to listen to her in that area. She knows how to get stuff really organized. I'm not the organizer. I'm the idea marketing type person. So yeah, get organized now, because trying to get organized 6 months from now is going to be a nightmare. I promise you, if you don't do it now. But if you listen to her and you get organized now, it's going to be pretty smooth.
Yeah, and somebody says I write down what I need to do the next day, but I get sidetracked with other things. And I will tell you, that I have this problem too, and JR, he has to remind me every once in a while that sometimes if I have something on my to-do list and something else comes up that is of greater importance, it's okay not to get your to-do list done because something else came up that is of greater importance. And sometimes I'm so like, I got to get my to-do list done that I may push that thing off that is of greater importance. So try not to do that too.
Yeah, I got this is kind of a comment here, but it may help a lot of people. It says, Jessica made a great comment at the end of last week's coaching call that DCA students should perhaps slow the pace down. That resonated with me because I am feeling somewhat overwhelmed at the amazing pace that some are progressing. My question is that at the end of the 12-week DCA course, will I still have access to DCA for a few more weeks, or will my access come to an end? You are going to have access for a year, okay? And we update it. So don't worry about that. Don't try to rush yourself through this, okay? It's better that you take these modules one by one and you fully understand them. And another thing is don't compare yourself to other people. You know, the first kid in class that finishes the test may have gotten an F because he didn't know the answers. So, you know, don't say, well, this person's going so fast and I'm not. You know, don't do that to yourself. That's too difficult. All right, let's see what else I got here. The focus of this week's Module 2 has been on goods or products, not services, like downloading self-help ebooks, etc. Does DCA cover selling stuff that can be downloaded immediately by shoppers, therefore converting them into not needing shipping? You know, DCA course is obviously about drop shipping. You can apply these techniques to downloadable things also. That can certainly be done, but you know, pretty much we're focusing on products because that's what people are wanting to do. You know, we're trying to fix my screen here now so I can see my stuff there, but that's all right. Hey, Alex, let's review. I know I see that, but we don't want that on the screen anyhow. So let's review this site here, Alex. I'm gonna get it up one second. There we go. And I'm going to get that out of the way, and we are going to look at this site right here. So let's start at the top, and Alex, why don't you do a little critiquing? And we're not picking on this site. This site is something that somebody submitted to us, and we really appreciate it. What we're trying to do is make everything better, so we're going to talk about some good things and some things we can improve. All of our sites can have improvement, including mine. So let's take a look at this one, Alex. What do you see?
Sure, yeah, so I checked the site out before a little bit, and it looks, it looks pretty complete. One thing that I think you mentioned in the beginning is it's not a mixed store, so it's a niche store, which is like a little bit risky for the reasons why we explained, because, if you can't find success with this, then you got to build a new store for a new product, and that's why it's better to start with a mixed store first. But other than that, I would say everything seems to be in place, and I'm wondering how long it took. What's the name of the person who built the site? I think it's Kuzram.
Yeah, if he would put it in the comments here.
Yeah, so if you could just let us know how long it took you to put this
how long
together.
Did it take to build this site? I see him commenting there, but he hasn't commented on that yet. Mr. Bangish, can you hear us? I want to know how long.
5 hours. He says 5 hours.
Oh, okay. I see it now. About 5 hours is not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, you're pretty good at what you do already, I can tell you that.
He got the logo and all. Awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty darn good. But, let me just run through the process one more time before we go back to the site here. The process is a mixed store first. And the reason you want to do a mixed store first is because it's going to take you however many hours, 5 hours or whatever it took him to do his niche store. And in that store, we're going to put some products in there, different categories, different products, and we're going to drive traffic to them. The ones that do well, and make us a ton of money, then we're going to move that product to a niche store, and we're going to build up that store and start directing all the traffic to that store instead of the mixed store. Once that gets going, then we go back to our mixed store, start working on some more products. We get 2 or 3 that work. We start building another niche store. And what you're ultimately going to have is this one test store, which is your mixed store, and you're going to have, you know, several other stores on the side, maybe 3, 4, 5, 10, whatever you want to do, because once you figure out what works in those stores, then later on in the course, we're going to show you how to do email marketing to those people and how to upsell them and sell them more products, and you could really build up a really profitable thing. But, you know, without that mixed store, you can't test new products. So you do want to have a mixed store in addition to any niche stores you have. Any input on that, Alex?
Yeah, that's spot on. That's exactly what they should do. But again, if you already started with this site, I don't recommend stopping. So make sure you watch the next module and then follow the instructions and start advertising and see what happens.
I'm going to go to another store
Can I
because...
make one suggestion really quickly? And I don't know, I had to step out for a second, so I don't know if you said this, but if you're targeting customers in the U.S., just from me glancing at this, instead of saying click here to know more, I would say click here to learn more, because that's more proper. That's what we're used to seeing in the U.S.
Somebody said, oh, best deals. I didn't put deals. Okay, let me get that S in there. This is another site somebody asked us to look at, so let's take a look at it. And it requires a password, so we can't get into the store that you guys, whoever sent that. I see that you sent me the password, but I don't want to put it in.
Take that out of the URL.
Enter. You can go here. Enter using password at the top.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if I enter this password, whoever this is, other people will see that. Is that okay with you right now? You'll have to change it right after this. Type yes.
Let's see. Maybe they're not even going to see it if you just type that. Let's see what happens when you start typing.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We got another story here. Very cool. All right. You know, the first picture gets me because it's interesting. What do you think, Alex? It's like, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, definitely.
It's just selling products, and I don't know what it is. It almost makes me want to click on it, and I don't have a beard. So, all right, let me just click on that because it immediately got my interest. I thought that was pretty cool.
So you might. It's the first day of fall.
Oh, gosh. Somebody wants me to grow a beard here. So this is pretty cool stuff they've got in here. Now, this is a best deals store, so this has, looks like some shaving stuff, Rubik's Cube, math t-shirt. Yeah, it's got some different things in here. What do you think, Alex?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's looking good. One thing, if you could go back on the home page.
Sure. There I am.
Yeah, so I guess what I would do here on the home page is just make sure the first thing I put here are a couple of categories. So, you know, if you got some beard stuff, put that as one category. Then if you got some gadgets, put that as the second category, and make sure that's the first thing people see. And another thing, you have an image over there on the home page that's empty, but I think you mentioned that it's not done yet, the website, so I assume you will remove that. But yeah, you'll definitely want to either remove it or have an image there as well. And maybe what I would do with the logo is make it smaller, because it's taking too much of the space on the home page. So I would make that a bit smaller.
Yeah, one thing, guys, I want to add when you're designing your web pages, somebody should be able to land on it and immediately glance at that page and know what it's about. Okay? So, you know, best deals point, I would have something there that describes what the store is about. You know, what is the store about? Another thing I would tell you is that if it's important, really important, and you want people to see it, make it above the fold. Because most people, and I hate to say it, but like 80% of the people never scroll. So understand that whatever is above that fold is what's important. Let's just scroll down here and take a look. About us, I may, you know, not have that down there. That's entirely up to you because you already have it at the top. So anytime you're repeating stuff, you know, you're using up your real estate. And think of this as, you know, if you walked into a jewelry store, when you walk in a jewelry store, the most important thing to them is that jewelry case, okay? So the things that are going to sell the best, the things that are going to get people's attention, they're going to have at the very front of that store because most people who walk into a jewelry store never walk to the back of the store. So this scroll, when I scroll here, that's the back of the store, right? So you want your most important stuff on the front page. Do you have any input on that, Alex?
Yeah, I think so too. And I think one way to do that for this is obviously make the logo smaller, but also maybe add those slider images, because you can put some cool stuff in there that kind of explains what it is, and just make sure that that's above the fold. and I think it's going to be easier for people to figure out what you're doing.
Very good. I'm trying to thumb through and see if we have any more questions. Guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in that chat box right now. I do see one here I want to cover that I pulled up earlier. It says, if I can't accept money by PayPal, will it be a problem that customers from USA will not trust my store and refuse to pay by checkout? How will it influence my store reputation? First off, you're not going to be able to please everybody. It's impossible. You always have to work with whatever constraints you have in your country, period. You know, there's things that we can't do in the U.S., there's things they can't do in India, there's things they can't do in Australia. Don't focus on what you can't do. Focus on what you can do. Checkout is respected, and you shouldn't have any problem whatsoever. And, you know, people, you know, it's funny, we still have customers that will call our office and say, hey, I don't want to use the internet. Can you take my order? And we sit in front of a computer and use the internet and put in their order. You know, so there's always going to be people like that. But I will tell you, it's changed a lot. You know, just in the past 5 or 10 years, most people understand that you shop online and that it's pretty darn safe. And, you know, if you use a credit card and somebody steals your credit card number, you're not going to have to pay the bill. It's not going to happen. You know, mine's been stolen several times, and people charge stuff on it, and I call my bank, and they remove it, and they say, sorry, that happened to you. You know, it's just part of doing business nowadays. So don't be so concerned if they're going to trust, you know, you buying online, because it's just not an issue much anymore. I just don't see it much. Do you feel that way also, Alex?
Yeah, absolutely. I wish I could get to checkout in my country, but yeah, I had to work around that. I did try to get to checkout, but for some reason I was not approved. But if I could, I would definitely go for that because it's a pretty good option. Takes both PayPal and cards at the same time. So yeah, definitely go for it.
And, you know, we have PayPal. We take PayPal. Very rarely do we get PayPal orders anymore. People are pretty much going, that's too much hassle. I'm just going to use my card. So, you know, it's PayPal is not as needed as you think. I think I could take it off, and it really wouldn't even affect our business, to be honest with you. What else do I have in here? See if I have any new questions that popped up, because thank you very much for the info about my store. You're awesome. Thank you. Yeah, you did a great job. You know, you guys are accomplishing stuff that you couldn't have done or, you know, haven't done in the past, and that is just so awesome. Somebody's asking about Bitcoin. I don't get involved in that. You know, I'm interested in it in a weird sort of way, but I can't quite wrap my brain around that Bitcoin thing, you know, and it's like, you know, I know it's a encoded thing they made up, but couldn't they make up more? I don't know. I'm probably sounding dumb, but I don't do Bitcoin. not for me. Do you do Bitcoin, Alex?
No, I had a couple of people ask me, you know, if I want to get paid in Bitcoin. Not for these tours, but I always said no. So not for now. Maybe in the future.
Okay. Somebody says, gotcha. Let's see. Fitness is a fitness store too niche for me, or running, fighting, niche? You know, I have a good friend, and, you know, you could look him up, Kickboxer Abs, and, you know, he was a kickboxer, and he was the North American champion for kickboxing. His name's Andrew Raposo, and matter of fact, I'm having lunch with him tomorrow. He's coming into San Diego, and he did kickboxing, and when he got, you know, his titles and all that, all he could really do is make $300 to $500 doing fights, and realized that, you know, he could get his brains kicked out. So he was looking at all the people making money online, and they said, well, why don't you do a course on, you know, whatever you have? And he said, well, all I got is kickboxing. They said, what do you have that's good? And he said, I have good abs. And so they said, well, why don't you do a course on that? So he did a course called Kickboxer Abs, and you could look it up online if you want. And he ended up making millions of dollars because he's got kickboxer abs, and he shows people have good abs. So, you know, it doesn't really matter. If you can find a niche out there. I'm sorry?
Do you want to, like, state the question out loud so people know what you're talking about?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. The question was, yeah, you can't read my screen. What do you know? Is a fitness store too niche to me, or running or fighting is a fitness niche, but fitness might be more of a mixed store? No, that's definitely a niche store if you get into fitness, diet, that type of thing. But, you know, if you're into fitness, that's cool, but make sure you got something about horses. Make sure you got something about, I don't know, building houses, maybe, whatever it is. Find some more passions outside of just that. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. But understand that people are very passionate about, you know, making money, about fitness, about health, and about love. You know, wouldn't you say those are the big ones, Alex?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, those are the big ones out there, and there's always going to be money to be made at that. But to make a long story short, yeah, people are into that, and you know, my friend made a ton of money. He's in his early 20s and made millions of dollars doing just that. So yeah, you can certainly do that. Let me see if I got anything else here. We're going to be wrapping this up, guys. So if you want to throw one or two questions in there, and then we'll probably wrap this up for the day. Put in there if you got some good information out of this. I'd like to get feedback. So put your comments in now if you don't mind. Let me see here what we got. Somebody says LOL. I must have been referring to something else because I am not funny today. Somebody says thank you. That's good. Okay. Do you think people are passionate about family camping? Yes. Ask Marcus Lemonis, who owns Camping World. I just saw him speak in, where were we at, Dallas? No, Arizona, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Phoenix, Arizona, and he's a billionaire. So yeah, they're pretty passionate about that.
But there is a way to find out what people are passionate about, right?
Yeah, and why don't you tell us what that is, Jessica? That was a lead-in, wasn't it? Was that a lead-in if you ever heard one?
Well, but I mean, we don't necessarily want to just go on what our gut feeling is. If we think somebody or there's going to be a group of people that are passionate about something, if there is a group of people that are passionate about something, you're going to be able to find them in, you're going to be able to find Facebook pages about it. You're going to be able to find associated Facebook pages about it. So you go into your audience analyzer and put in whatever niche you're thinking about and see what pops up and see what kind of likes these pages have and see how many people really do like something. And of course you can take it further and go you know, and search for it in Google Trends and Google AdWords and see what they're saying about it too. But we don't want to just go with our gut and what we think is going to be a good niche or a good product. We actually want to do the research and look. That's why we give you guys these software.
Yeah, because your passion may not be your profit. You know, it could be something entirely different. So we want to make sure that, you know, you're dealing in an area that's right, and there's ways to figure it out. You know, you don't have to just guess on that. It's not necessary. So I think we're about to wrap it up. I just want to scan through here. Never made a website before, and with these videos, I did it. Oh, great. Somebody said, I've never done a website before. Who is that? That is Lucy. Congratulations, Lucy. And she's made a website because it's not coding anymore. You don't need to do that stuff anymore. Somebody's got jewelry. Is it hard for everyone to do this? Well, Lucy just said she's never made one. She's making websites now. If you have any problems, send us you know, questions, of course, but you can do this. Your first step is knowing that you can do it. It's really important. So I don't want to go over time here. We were supposed to be at about 30 minutes. We're about 45 minutes now. You guys have been awesome. Alex, I want to thank you for getting in on this call today. I don't know, may or may not be able to be there next week, but your input is always welcome. It's always informative and it always helps a lot of people out, so I want to thank you.
Awesome, my pleasure.
And Jessica, over here, I want to thank you for all your input. And she's the guy who actually answers a lot of those emails that come in. So
Not a guy.
not a guy. She's not a guy. Okay, she's one of those people. I guess everybody's a guy to me, but I know I can see her. She's not a guy. Definitely not a guy. So I appreciate all the input you guys gave today. You guys are awesome. We're going to be talking about, and I posted the other day, you know, to put your picture on some ads we're going to be running, and that is not people who have been successful yet. Those are people who have started the course so they can see a variety of people who are in it. But I tell you what, the more you participate, the more you get involved, the more chances for your success. So I'm sure I'm going to be doing, I know I will be, doing some interviews with some of you guys who've been very successful, and we'll have you on some of these calls, and you can talk about your success and what you did. So we appreciate your time very much today. With that, I'm going to try to find the button to end this.
Hey, Jared, just 1 second before you go. Did we mention the bonus that we're going to do for them?
Oh, no, we got to do that, right? Hey,
Yeah.
we're going to be doing an awesome bonus, guys. It's going to be in about 2 or 3 weeks. We're going to be doing a webinar, and get this, very timely. We're going to be talking about how to promote your products in your stores on holidays. Now, this can really, really put your business on steroids, okay? So you don't want to miss that. This is a bonus only for Digital Cash Academy members, okay? So as long as you're a member, you're going to get this awesome, awesome bonus. And thank you so much for reminding me, Alex. I almost forgot about that. But this is something that you're going to really want. It's really, really awesome information, and you definitely want to be part of that. So, yep, that's cool. So we appreciate it, guys. With that, I'm going to go ahead and end today's session, and we appreciate you being here, and we will see you next week. We'll send out an email with the dates and times, and this will be in the members area. So just look in the members area, and it will be there as soon as we get everything put together. I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you soon.
Awesome. Bye, everyone.